Welcome to my world of art, entertainment, and empowerment for kids. Big kids, little kids, tall kids, short kids, skinny kids, and fat kids. As long as you're a kid in your heart, because we're all big kids anyway. We really are. So as long as you keep that child in your heart, then this show's for you. I'm Margaret McNulty, your host of UBU. That's right. I was going to be Bette Midler, but she's already taken. So you are the best at being you. And I'm going to show you how and why in less than 30 minutes. Okay, here's the dealio. We're all big kids at heart, really, even when we're grown up. It's like people are walking around with the trauma from their childhood, even to this day. Not me. No, actually me, more decades and decades of trauma. So if I can stop one kid from having to go through that learning curve, then my job will be done, because it is a learning curve. And I know the only way through it is through it, but it hurts. So we have a special guest in the studio today that I'd like to introduce to you today. His name is David Limcaco, and he's here to help me spread the message. Hey, David.
I am so excited to be here,
Oh,
Margot.
I'm so glad you're here.
I was kind of nervous, but I totally get your story, and I'm so glad to be here.
Well, this coincides with, I know it's news to you, but I'm just launching the empowermentforkids.org, which is a nonprofit with a hands-on, practical solution to bullying. There's a lot on the internet about poo-poo for bullying and how bad it is, but there's not a lot of practical solutions to it. There's not a lot you can do. But because of the trauma I went through, I don't want to sing my praises, but kids want to tell, but they don't want to be labeled a tattletale. So my program helps them to do just that. And that's another episode, but I'd really like to talk more about the trauma that we both went through, like the individual stories, because here's something that I didn't know. Dun, dun, dun. Stay tuned after this commercial break. There we go. Because we don't have commercial breaks. Seriously, you're going to want to be on the edge of your seat, because this is leading edge stuff. We have an emotional guidance system. Our emotions are actually your guidance, and people don't know that, because check this out. We come from love, okay? I really believe that. We come from pure positive energy, okay? So if we come from pure positive energy, then anything that takes us away from that is going away from God, and going away from our source energy is how I like to call it. So just check out your emotions this week and see what I'm talking about. It's an experiment. But if you're sad about something or angry, that's you thinking opposite of your source being. So like, I lost my son. My son was leaving, and it was like, I was crying. Oh my God, I'm not going to see him. How sad. And then I realized, wait, the emotional guidance system is to climb up the emotional scale and think of the best thought I can feel. And then it's like 17 seconds and another emotion will get closer and closer. It's the law of attraction. So your emotional guidance system can lead you to your next best thought and to the next best life. Which brings me to the paintings that you brought today. I'd love you to share those with us.
Sure.
Let's see, I'll put you in here. Look at that. Look how good you look on camera.
I get really depressed and sometimes really sad and stuck in my head, and I don't know who to talk to or who to bounce things off of. And so I've been immersing myself in painting just some small canvases, just practice. And one of them that I painted was this one here. And I don't know if you can see that
Perfect. See,
there,
that's
but
good.
it's kind of like me.
Wow.
I also got bullied when I was 9 years old. And this is kind of like the result of, thank goodness, I was a fast runner. But
Wow.
yeah, but there's a lot of sadness and anger and just I felt so alone. But by doing this art piece, it helped me heal. It helped me get out of my head, and it brought me to a new vibration, like you say,
There you
Margot. It
go.
brought me to a place of kind of self-love, kind of comforting myself. But and I accomplished something because I don't really draw or paint,
It's
but
beautiful.
I painted. It was my first one.
Wow,
Um,
it's really fabulous. Can I see another one?
sure. Um, this one kind of looks like, well, I'll ask your viewers what
Very
does, I'm
talented.
trying to get it straight. There
There
you
you
go.
go.
But it kind of, well, for me, it again, there's a lot of anger,
It doesn't
a lot
look
of
that way.
sadness, but there's a lot of energy coming out,
There is.
and it almost looks kind of
It's
anime.
alive. I was just
Yeah,
thinking that.
yeah, like the guy on the left, or
Right.
looks like he's got like
He's
uh,
moving.
yeah, and it looks like he's got like a big blowgun that can wipe out bad thoughts and thoughts that don't serve you. We got to be our best friend, and
That's the whole thing. It really does come down to us loving ourselves. The whole
yeah,
name of the game is loving yourself because God thinks you're the greatest. So when we don't think that about ourselves, it actually pulls us away from source energy. So there's one eye here in this world, and there's one eye that I think still is source energy because all of us wasn't born. Only part of us was born here, and the bigger part of us is still a non-physical. So it's not life and death; it's physical and non-physical. So and there's no such thing as death. So if we're like, because we're all eternal beings, so it's just the journey of aligning yourself with you, and the happier you are, that's when you're aligned. So you know how when you're really happy and beaming and sunshine and the joy and the ultimate like orgasm, like that's just the highest source energy. And the more that we align ourselves with that inside ourselves, then it's like we align our inner being with our being here. So when you're angry at something, this is the theory. When you're angry, it's not that person or that thing that made you angry. It's that you're pulling away from you. And that's
hmm,
what the pain is. Isn't that fascinating?
I,
I'm fascinated by it. Anyhow, I'm always fascinated by this inner learning thing. So, empowerment for kids, there's a little episode on exactly what it is, but there's a 4-tier system that, and I want you to look for I could give you a brief synopsis, but basically, it's weekly tests that, like homeroom, every grade appropriate, okay? They're anonymous tests or surveys that say things like, does anybody need our help right now? Do you know of any areas in the school where we should be looking more? Do you feel safe on the bus? Do you feel safe at home? Do you have enough food at home? Is anybody making you touch, or is anybody touching you inappropriately that you're not comfortable with? Do you have somebody to talk to about things like that? So it's all age appropriate, but the questions are key. So then, okay, that's fine. That's the one part. Then you have random interviews where the administrators can take you out of any classroom at any time, and the bullies won't know where the information came from. In other words, so and then that ties together with once uh, once a month that you have all grade get-togethers, like all fourth grade, all fifth grade, and you do role playing and what to do if and when and how to celebrate each other and self-esteem building things. And then to top it all off is once a semester you have an all school get together where you do your role playing plays and you pick kids out and you say great things about them like anonymously, and you get a little buddy and a big buddy that you get to help navigate through school. And it's just a hands-on practical approach because kids want to tell, but they don't want to be labeled a tattletale. That's my theory anyway. So I'll be rolling this out as we speak. It's just ready to launch. Wow, that was a lot of emotions in that one. See, now that felt good to say, so that means that it's aligned with my inner being. So remember, it's an emotional guidance system. Your IGGY, I call it IGGs. And now emotional's with an E. I went to school. What are you bullying me about not being able to spell? No, but some of the questions are like, do you know anyone being bullied online? Do you know of anybody that wants to bring a weapon to school? Because I'll tell you, when I was growing up, if I had had a gun, Columbine would have happened a lot sooner. So let's see what I have. I have some bully notes right here that says, this show is dedicated to the bullies because without them, without what we went through, David, growing up, then we wouldn't be the sensitive souls and the knowledgeable people that we are. So I'm actually grateful it happened because I just had too many friends. I had it so easy. No, it's just, I just didn't know at the time when my smile was taken away. But I'll tell you, it's just really wild because now I'm really compassionate about people. I would never be that, I don't think I would be that compassionate without that. Let's see, the bits from internet radio. Bullies that tell me to stop the joy train. That's who I want to dedicate this show to. Because bullies are only people that don't feel good about themselves. That's why they bully. I have a brother that's kind of a bully. And I love you, brother with no name, but it's got to be your way or the highway. And I feel like my voice has been squashed growing up. And I've never been able to be myself in front of them. But now that I'm getting to know my inner being more and more, it's like, it doesn't matter if anybody gets you, I get me. Like that's the work. Oh, I have a painting that says that's the work. I'll show you my painting. Hold on. Oh, we've got to watch the time. Time's going to fly. Oh, and here's Paisley. She's really attached to her inner being. So would you tell us about another painting while I get mine out?
Sure. Or can I share how our
Please.
lives are very parallel?
Yes. I didn't see your signal, did I?
I know that for me, I've been challenged with getting really depressed and kind of very worried, kind of anxious. And it's all stemmed initially from being chased after school.
Okay.
But bring it forward to where I'm at today. And the experiences, even though I kind of judged them or looked upon them as negative, they helped also build who I am today. And I do know that this whole journey is about getting to know yourself. Wow. And trying to figure out, okay, how can I bring joyous moments along with my journey? And it's also helped me find, I've discovered that why am I here? And I just feel like being on this show is giving me an opportunity to kind of like come out, and all of us have had challenges growing up, but it's like, what do we do with that? How do we learn from that? What sort of gifts have we learned along the way? And then become fully, almost like the way Margot said it, you know, it's almost like alignment. And I know for me, when I get so dark and sad and I isolate from the world, it's almost like I don't care about me and I'm doing really mean things to myself. So it is so cool to be here today because I'm living proof that the journey, whatever chapter one is in, is something that can be embraced and worked with. And like Margot said earlier, it's working through. And it's not so much achieving that final goal of whatever it is, but just enjoying it
The journey.
as you go along.
Well, can I just mention something?
Yeah.
I've seen, reflecting on you and your journey, because we've known each other for a long time and we've been through a lot together. But I think when you have been bullied or from your traumatic experience, it shuts you down. Like you don't speak or you don't express yourself and you go inside yourself. But the joy of me watching you when you're you and lit from within, like that's what I see now coming out more and more. And don't feel bad about those times when you go into those sadness and those down times, because the law of attraction, when you think certain thoughts, you get more of those thoughts. So if you think, you can't not think the sad thoughts when you're in that spiral of like, it just builds and builds up. It's actually 17 seconds it takes for a thought to grab another thought. And then 17 to 68, that's how you create your fate. So whatever you put out, you get more of. So if you're like angst and angry, you'll get more things to be angst and angry about. If you're happy, you'll get more things to be happy about. It's so, just watch it, kids. Just watch. You are really in control of your destiny more than your parents or your teachers ever let you know. And I feel like bullying you until you get this, because it's like so important. But it's not bullying you. It's more like waking you up to realize the power that you have. Because guys, you are the greatest gift. You are so magical. We're all different. We're all unique. And I want you to discover your uniqueness. And the very things that make you different from your classmates today and your friends are the very things you'll be sought out after as an adult. Because your uniqueness is that's going to be your signature. And that's, you got to play into it, not try and be conforming with everyone else. You got to be you. You got to be you. Hey, what a great name for a TV show. You be you. Okay, so here's my little contributions. This is my favorite new bumper sticker. I made it up. It's things mean stuff. Okay? Things mean stuff. It's not random. Crap happens, but things mean stuff. And then real small it says, go follow SF Margot Baby. Because that's who I am, SF Margot Baby. Now, I'm not online yet, but by the time you type that in, I'll have thought about getting online some more. No, I have to. We're launching. I'm branching out. I've been afraid of social media because I'm afraid of being rejected. I think that I'm afraid to put myself out there. So I think I should put myself out there to see what happens, because that's the work. I carry this around with me when we play down at the cable car turnaround, because people see this and they say, what's the work? The work is staying happy anyway when life's not perfect. Because, kids, you're going to you'll fail a test. Your parents might get divorced. You might trip and fall and skim your knee. But you might lose a friend, or it's not going to be perfect, your life. But that's the perfection in it. And if you can stay happy anyway, that's unconditional love. You don't have to rely on the conditions to make you happy. That you are happy through all conditions. Man, where was I when I was growing up? What wisdom, what joy. So why are you here, David? I heard you say you were asking yourself that. Why do you think, what have you come out with in your insight?
I think for me, I've lived most of my life always staying within what's familiar or what's comfortable. And when you had asked me, please come on your show, I thought, oh gosh, no way. I don't like that much attention. And yet I pushed myself. I said, come on, this is an opportunity.
Wow.
And so I'm here because I'm embracing everything that falls in my lap. And who knows, when I was speaking with the associate here that was filming, Clay, he asked me, "Are you thinking of doing your own show?" And I just thought, what? And then, but I have things to say and I have things to share, but I'm so grateful to be here. And
Are you saying the opportunity when you go out and you put yourself out there, that opportunity comes to you?
yeah, more
That's
and more.
fantastic.
So that law of attraction, it's
really
working.
true.
And I do know that when I mentioned to you how dark I would get in the past,
Right?
I think
Key
what that
phrase.
is, it's almost like it just a whole tsunami cloud encapsulates me to where the light and me can't come out. But now I've kind of played with that cloud, that dark tsunami, and I put it over there. And I said, okay, you can come to Margot's show and just be me. And I feel lighter. I feel like amazing. I feel incredible. I
Wow.
feel
Let me see that. Hold
spectacular.
on.
And what was the other letter?
Go ahead. So let's see that.
Mighty.
A little bit
Mighty.
more. I want to see it again.
Amazing,
Amazing.
incredible, mighty, and spectacular.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Anyway, you bring so much joy. Just being in your presence, I'm
love
so
presence.
grateful. Maybe you'll have me on again.
Oh, I think you should be David Limcaco host. Oh, this is just great. You guys, Empowerment for Kids is Power, MEANT, meant empowerment for the number 4 kids. Big kids, little kids, small kids, tall kids, kids who are young at heart. Because when you keep that little kid inside of you, that's just helps you align with your inner being. Because your inner being is really happy. And if you really want to know, just go to a mirror and look in there with the express intention to see your inner being. And I got a glimpse of mine, and she was so happy. Like, all the stuff that we go through and everything is so worth it for the inner being part. So I think we're here for joy, because it's really true, that follow your bliss statement from Joseph Campbell. It's really true. Like, the more you follow your bliss, the happier you'll be. So you were following those dark thoughts and thinking one after the other and another after, and shutting yourself down. And so that's the whole thing, is that law of attraction, where it just piles it on and piles it on. So will you do an experiment with me this week and watch when you have emotions or things that set off an emotional trigger for you?
Okay.
Whether it be happy or sad or everything in between. And then just notice how it feels. And good feelings feel good and bad feelings feel bad. Where do we get away with thinking that good wasn't good? So I just would I watched my emotions, and the ones that set you off. It's just, check it out with your inner guidance system and where it falls, and you'll see, people driving and pissing people off, or they curse somebody out, or they insult somebody. That feels bad when you do it. So I don't know why people do it so much. I just guess because it's we have the choice, the unconditional love thing. Here, I want to go back and forth like this. Well, love, love, love. I'm doing some cool camera work. Watch. Love, 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 whoa, in and out. See, that's fun for me. I think we're almost out of time. I want to thank everyone for coming and joining us on the journey today. Do you have any final thoughts, David?
I'm feeling a lot of emotions, but I'll try your challenge that you offered to me. No, I feel really good, and I'm hoping that that your audience takes away 1 or 2 snippets that will try them out and hopefully will work for them. And and bring more joy. I mean, you can't have too much joy. And
So true.
and it's contagious. Just feeling your joy is making me more joyous, Margot, believe it or not.
It's kids, you really do create your own reality. Do you ever walk down the street with someone and they're in a different mood, and you can have two totally different experiences during the walk? And it's because you attract to you the vibration that you're putting out. So if you really want to create your reality and have a good time, then have a good time. And then you'll get more things to have a good time about. No, it's just, when I asked you that about how you feel, I mean, your thoughts, I got a total vibe from, it's not the thoughts as much as it's the feeling. Because we get so inside our head so much, trying to figure it all out. Well, what if we already have it figured out? What if we'll never be able to figure it out? Like, we just wrestle with this whole, we got to answer life and figure everything out. Maybe it is that just the journey of hopscotching away or skipping down the street, or just find little things that bring you joy, little acts of kindness.
Oh, that goes a long way.
I love that one.
Yes.
I can't wait till I'm rich enough to pay for the groceries behind me. I'll take care of her groceries. I do that at tolls sometimes. I'll pay for the guy. Well, I used to before they had the automated AI. But when I have my own robot, I'll actually get it to scratch my back. I don't know what you'll do with yours. Thanks so much, you guys. Empowermentforkids.org and UBU. Stop trying to be somebody else, because you're the best you can be. So go, baby, go, baby, go. Thank you so much for joining us. We're signing off this week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.